Hello and welcome to another episode of Nolo Time. We're back. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good? No load time, Obed. We made it. We're back. Those of you that know that our show is based out of Central Florida, if you keep up with world news, because I know not everyone who watches our show is based out of Florida, you'll know that there was a hurricane, unfortunately, that did pass through Central Florida. Literally, projection-wise, when we was first looking at it, the way I would describe it is it almost looked like a left hook, kind of just going straight for
Basically.
Central Florida. Or just for Florida is the whole central, and really, unfortunately, the coast really gets some of the most of the brunt of it at first before it gets broken up, before it gets to us and passes over. We were fortunate that the eye did break before it got to landfall, which was bad, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And just overall, obviously we're both here. Our properties are well. We are very, very blessed and fortunate to be still here. So we're back. That's why we didn't have an episode last week.
Right.
In fact, I didn't even have internet last week. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't have.
Right. Even if we wanted, yeah. And I wasn't gonna wing it. Power was still spotty. We didn't lose power during the storm. We actually lost power a couple of days after, and more than likely it was due to like repairs happening, and they have to disconnect us to get other people fixed. I think that something blew up because I did hear an explosion when we lost power, but but we're good. We're good. I didn't lose internet, fortunately, but yeah, no, we made it through. Not our first rodeo. We've been Nola Time's been through a couple already.
We have.
Yeah, man, I remember that first one, like before I moved to the house when we still didn't have the video version. And I was recording. I was used to recording in the closet back then, right? And that episode, dude, I remember that I slept on the couch because I wanted to make sure that everything was fine in the apartment. I was in an apartment back then. And I went up, I got up the couch, dude, and then my back gave out and I couldn't walk for like a week. Remember that?
I do remember this. You were drugged up or
Oh,
whatever.
Man, and I recorded it. I was like high on Percocet or something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
And I recorded it like I made it some like makeshift thing and just put the laptop on the bed and I was rough, dude. We were committed though. We're committed. we were committed. Which is what counts. But yeah, no. Thankfully my back's been doing much better. Knock on wood. And it is, and we didn't have any major issues. I think at least for us, at least for me, right? The past hurricane from a couple of years ago, Ian, was worse. I had some water damage and lost power like right after the storm, and it was I think overall it was worse, but 1-2 punch, right? It was like we got one in the north, one in Central Florida. There may be another thing coming in. We don't know.
I know,
because the world's a thing.
Through
right?
End of November is technically when you have for us the season of it.
Yeah. So now we're here next week, though. Joel and I are very, very busy with work, so no episode next week. We will evaluate when the following week we'll be back.
Exactly. Our intentions are to be back after,
right?
But like he says, we will evaluate and make a decision.
Yeah, at this point, depending on what our workload is, it's we may have to move some things around. So hey, basketball's back, guys. Hey, let's go. So man. All right, I guess I can talk about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Please.
It's real good. It's real good. It's hard, and I'm talking. It's hard because we've been playing the story mode, it has a pretty extensive story mode. And I don't want to say too extensive, but it mixes up stuff that happens in the show manga, and it gives you some like what if scenarios, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, we've been doing mostly that. Did some training just because it's an unconventional fighting game for me, right? It's more of an arena
Right.
fighter, and I've played the old Budokais, but I never played the Tenkaichi games. So this one's a little bit faster than those. Those were more of a head-to-head, almost like traditional fighting game. This one is more of an arena fighter. Uh, Having said that, I thought that it was going to be to more like the My Hero Academia game that I have on the Switch, and I mean this is much bigger than that. Like
Yeah.
this is like not even close, dude. Like it's crazy because it makes games like that, like the My Hero Academia game, feel like a PS3 game, or this is it's a lot, dude. Especially when you get to fights that are in like a city, and you start destroying buildings and stuff starts collapsing, and you fly through buildings and get on the other. It's sick, dude. It's so good. It looks very good. That so it's crazy because like when you're playing the game, I think the game looks better than the cutscenes. I think the cutscenes are really bad. I
Wow.
think the
Okay. Well, I
cutscenes,
mean,
yeah, everyone's like super stiff on the cutscenes, and like even the facial expressions, they're not great. But when you're playing the game, it's insane. It's so good. But yeah, having a great time with that. Definitely, we'll go through like the whole story bits and all that. Before that, the game actually it came out on Friday. I did get it on Friday, Joel. So that didn't get delayed. So that's good.
that's good.
I was expecting the game to come in on Saturday because of the storm. I was like, I was already on. I was like, I'm not probably not gonna get it. It's fine. It's like, in my head, I was like, I should have gotten the digital version and
Digital.
not having to worry about it. But it came out on time. And yeah, no, it's good. It's a great time. Definitely. I mean, I'm scratching the surface. I'm like starting. There's a lot. I'm not ready to go back online. Go online or anything. I'm not. Not ready at all. I'm still learning. It's it's quite the experience, but it's really good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I think the reviews were fair, except the IGN one. IGN gave it a 7. I think it's better than a 7. I think it's like an 8.5 game,
Wow.
probably in my grid. So I think that the Metacritic score is the aggregate is accurate on that one.
Okay.
So I think it's like at 87 right now, or 82, something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to playing more of that. 3 million units on day one, dude. Game's doing really really good. Um, Silent Hill 2 remake, 1 million in the first week. These games are doing really well. So I have Metaphor ReFantazio on my Amazon cart. I have it. I will buy it. I will buy it. I will buy it. I'm committed. I will buy it. It's just that I'm trying to get Dragon Ball a little bit more. If I get it, I'm gonna stop playing Dragon Ball. I know, and I don't wanna.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair.
So that said, I'm probably just gonna get it sometime in November. Play. That's probably gonna be my holiday game. And because I wanted to get Star Wars Outlaws, and a friend of mine messaged me on PSN. It's like, hey, I got Star Wars Outlaws, and it's real bad, and it's super glitchy, and I don't like
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Warning. Warning.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, dude, thanks for letting me know, man, because that was gonna be like my Christmas game." And it's like, okay,
Uh,
so
Wait for that thing to drop to $20, dude. It's gonna happen.
yeah, probably right. It's good. They're
It's
probably
gonna
gonna do like
happen.
a 20 buck, or 30, or like a 30 buck,
Yeah.
like
30
like
something.
like
Yeah.
with the DLC or whatever, right? They'll do it. Um, But I'll get Metaphor for sure. Even
Right.
even if that's the only other game that I get this year. Well, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom's coming, the physical version. I didn't buy the digital version,
Right.
so I gotta be able to secure that in physical form. So that's coming, but Metaphor, I'll play it. I know I'm probably gonna be played. That's gonna be my Christmas game. So yeah, man. I guess. Do you want to talk Rings of Power real quick before and we can segue, or you want to do you have
Yeah, that's a
anything? Do
good.
you have anything on your end?
No, I don't. You haven't been keeping up with Penguin, I don't think yet, so
Mm-mm,
we can't really talk.
not
We can't
yet.
really talk too much spoilers around it, except that it's good. It continues to carry on being good. And I mean, supposedly every single week the ratings have gone better week to week for the
I heard it's
show,
doing really well.
which is really incredible. So
Yeah,
just encouraging people to check out what's going on in HBO.
yeah,
But yeah, we can talk about Rings
yeah.
of Power. I think that's a good segue.
Yep. Just real quick, do you see that the Joker numbers like collapsed?
Oh yeah, it's literally one of the worst collapse that you've ever seen for a comic book film, and I mean that's putting in the ranks of Madame Web, Morbius, films like that. Like that's where this movie is going with, and that's kind of crazy for a movie that the very first one made a billion, 1 billion with a B. That's kind of crazy, but I said it wasn't good. I was very skeptical of the first movie. I didn't want it. I
Right.
didn't ask for it. I was very against it. Watched it, was pleasantly surprised, and said, "Okay, I think this is actually better." I got to give
It's very
where
good.
it's due. But the second one was unwarranted and just proved the point that this was just unnecessary. And
Yeah.
of course, its studio is trying to make more because of the first one making a billion, and then semantics.
Yeah, my wife asked me about it. It's like, hey, so what's going on with the Joker movie that everyone's saying this real bad? Because like we saw the other one and she thought it was great. And I was like,
Right,
oh, it was great, and and she likes Lady Gaga, so we was like, oh,
right,
so I
right.
was like, oh, man, it's
Yeah,
like I don't know. I was like, well, Joel saw it and he said that it's just not good, and they tried to
yeah,
do too much and nothing really kind of
yeah.
works on it. So
It's
yeah,
true.
it's unfortunate. But Rings of Power, I was able to watch three more episodes since the last time, or two more
Like
episodes.
four, like episode 3 or 4, you're
I'm
at.
I finished episode
Or
4, so I watched
5.
another one since we spoke last
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool, cool.
Um, I'm and I still stand by it. Um, although episode 4 had cooler stuff compared to the other ones. Um, I'm really trying to like it. I'm really trying to like it. I I just and what I told you when I saw you earlier this week is that I just found it incredibly boring, and I think that's yeah. I I want to like it. I don't see anything that's like fundamentally wrong with it. It's just that it's boring to me, at least as of now, right? So we're talking
Yeah.
4 episodes in. It's just like we're 4 episodes in, and we just got to the part where something actually happened. Like I'm not sure where. I'm I just not sure about the pacing on the show. The pacing is all over the place.
Hmm.
You're not showing me this. That's fine. Uh, it, I think that everything with Galadriel and Elrond, that's the best part of the show. Everything else is like super secondary and super boring, and I really don't care about it. I'm being honest. I'm being man. I'm because I want to
No,
like
it's
it. I want to
fine.
like
Oh,
it.
dude,
It's just
just be
that
honest.
it's just
Yeah.
that other than the Galadriel and Elrond stuff, everything else is just very. It's just boring. It's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't. It's not clicking for me, unfortunately, right? And I want to, right? I'm not a negative person. I don't want to be negative about this. And
You gotta be honest with
I like
people.
Lord of the Rings, but I got to be honest with myself, right? I can't be disingenuous. So, um, yeah, man. I'll see it through. I'll watch Penguin after that, but It's yeah, man. I'm not vibing with it, man. So
Yeah, and so like, and when I talked to you about it, I was telling you like I respect where you're coming from. You know, I definitely had there was definitely things that we talked about from just the first two episodes, and we talked about how there are certain things that I'm like I enjoy, but like even the first episode had some really cool stuff. The second one, I picked up on some slow down a little bit, and there's some things that was concerned that they would kind of drag a narrative through the whole season, and like you can tell, like the plan was always to have 5 seasons, so they don't want to rush certain things, but at the same time, you don't want to also drag certain things. And like the big one that I talked to you about, like my biggest issue was the whole thing with without spoiling, with the wizard, you know, and you know his identity and how what happens there with him, which does end up getting revealed at the very end of the show of the season, which is great that they reveal who he is. But and then you know, but like the whole like wandering and mysterious and guess, and you know, to me like it was a lot. They were doing a lot for something that was kind of simplistic the way it gets revealed to me in the end. And I agree with you, like the elf stuff is the best stuff, and anything with the elves is really good. I think there's parts of what they do with the dwarves that I think is really cool. I think there's some scale and a lot of things of just showing like the as you go on, you see what happens to the mind of the king, you know, and seeing how he is literally being consumed by the ring. I think that's like very different from obviously what you see what happens to the elves and
right,
as you get through it, like
because we
that
never
stuff's like
saw
very
we
interesting.
never I think in the movies, like going back to the movies, we never
Yeah,
saw what happened to the dwarves that had the rings. Like
correct.
we know about the elves because they're still around. You know, Galadriel, Elrond, and you know, and, well, someone else has another ring, right? Uh, I know that.
The king, yeah.
Yeah, and then you know we had know what happened to the men that had the ring, right? But we never kind of like found out what happened to the elves. And as soon as I think that's like going into spoilers, at least for what I've
Fine.
watched.
Yeah.
It's like that was the thing with the mithril when they gave Celebrimbor the mithril, and then he gave it to Sauron, and Sauron touched it. It's like, oh, his the mithril's already tainted, so dwarves are going to be in a bad place
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah.
So you know, good to know that there's actually at least something happening with that. That's good to know.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. No, 100%. The thing that's really interesting is like what's happening with Celebrimbor and obviously Sauron. Like, you know, it's very poetic, and as you continue on, you see how it goes. It's very obvious where it's heading towards. But I saw something saying that in Lord of the Rings lore, that somewhere in the span of like 500 years that Sauron spends at that place, at that specific
Oh, the
elven
forge.
land,
Yeah.
at the forge. He spent somewhere around like that much time manipulating and getting into the mind of Celebrimbor. So when you take stuff like that, I kind of wish that they could sometimes kind of go into stuff like kind of like paint that, whether that's through like, you know, exposition or something like that to kind of bring some more weight to it, because then it starts to feel like okay, it's kind of dragging, but then when you realize like wow, this person years upon years is going through this stuff, okay, it makes sense why they've been so easily manipulated. But there's some things they do there. I think for me there's one episode particularly that you get what you've been promised for the full season, and I was talking to you about this before, and that's episode 7. When you get to episode 7, Doomed to Die, that's when you start to get to me moments that felt like I was standing up in my living room. No one's around me, and I live, and I'm just screaming at my TV like, "Whoa! They did this thing! No way! That's crazy!" You know, cool stuff. That's like nice payoff for what you got painted for you from the trailers. I think the finale's good too, but I don't think it was as good as the episode before. This is my opinion. But all in all, I think it's a solid season. I understand what you're talking about. There was something about the first season that was just really unique, and I think some of it had to do with even the way the whole Mordor thing was like really well done, like
Right.
them kind of getting to that. Where
Yeah.
this one focusing more on the Celebrimbor stuff is more of just like we already know who Sauron is. We don't have to wait a full season for that. And now it's just more of like just getting through the deception of Sauron.
Yeah. Also, they killed a main character from the first season off screen.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
So the actress, she supposedly, I think there's some, I heard something around like some mental health issues or something like that, where she's like kind of taking away from acting or something like that.
Okay.
But still, I mean,
But-
it's like that was a huge
But
character.
they
and you set up-
recast the second most important character in the season.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
Ladar,
Which I like
yeah.
him. I like him.
I like him. I like him.
Adar.
Yeah, I
I think
like-
I kind of like him better than the
Yeah,
last guy.
I was gonna say. Yeah,
It's
I was gonna
like-
say. Yeah, nothing
No.
against the other guy. The other guy was
No,
fine.
he was fine. He was fine.
I think that this guy looks more menacing. So
Yeah.
I think there's something different about it. So yeah, I think that was a good
Yep.
casting choice. Yeah.
Same.
So no, I'll see it
I mean,
through, and we'll update
Yeah,
you
keep
guys.
watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So
Oh, but interesting enough, I did want to just quickly, because I put it on the notes really fast.
yeah.
You know, people love to talk about, getting your facts and not
Joe
about
Joe bringing
information.
receipts.
Interestingly enough, Amazon did put out some numbers specifically for September, and it is a record-breaking growth for the month of September. They went up September went up 12% from August. It's the largest monthly growth of all streaming services, according to Deadline and Nelson's numbers report, and they are attributing that primarily to Rings of Power and Thursday Night Football. And they have some numbers specifically around that that's showing that there is a huge growth over that. I mean, you're looking at this 12% growth. That's over the 3.6% that cable and streaming has. Netflix 7.89%, YouTube 10.6%, Disney Plus 2.5%, Hulu 2.4%. This is a huge numbers increase there. And I think when you look at these kinds of numbers, there is no other way than to say that obviously people are actually watching it to its fullest, because if you're saying that was through September as the show was ending, the numbers don't lie. But I'll leave it at that. I just thought that was an interesting fun fact that I would just throw out there. That's all.
Yeah, Joe bringing receipts because he doesn't want to be known as our resident liar. So
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Hey, look, but thank you for commenting on the show, though.
yeah,
I love that.
totally. Speaking of resident
Totally, yeah, keep
liars,
watching.
have you heard about the mask guy and the other guy? I haven't heard from them in a while.
Well, I mean, gosh, who even knows who those guys are? They could be the same person.
I know.
That's what-
Yeah, no, but Star
I
Wars
know.
related. I haven't heard anything. Like Kathleen Kennedy hasn't been fired in the last couple of months. So
I told you guys she's gonna make this movie with the Rey movie.
movie.
Like she's like all in on, in my opinion, she's all in on making that movie the best movie she can, and what she believes to be the best movie. And like I think she wants a win on her way out. She's really seeking as long as she can. And they're not gonna. She's Kathleen Kennedy. She's not gonna kick the bucket anytime soon, unless she decides to, and Disney decides to amicably. It will happen. You and I've said it. She's not gonna be there forever. They're
Right.
not gonna. This isn't like Wolverine. Like was a
is he gonna make it till you're 90?
until you're 90. Till the day you die or whatever it is that like
Oh,
Deadpool
man.
says to him. It's with Hugh Jackman. But no, I mean it's.
Yeah, I gotta go back and see what these guys are doing.
I know.
I haven't seen too much. I've been there's other type of content that it has been consuming me, and will consume me for the next 20 days. So
And look, man, like we love Star Wars and some of the commentary and things out there. Like I understand some of it. We make fun of it, but there's some of it that I understand the feelings behind it. But that doesn't give you the right to come up with things just to get some clicks.
right, and that's the problem.
I don't want
right?
Kathleen Kennedy to be. People like I'm not saying this like as supporting the stance of Disney being the same on that. We can talk about Disney here and now in a second, but yeah man, we know.
Yep. Before we jump into Disney, Joe, I know that there's a few things going on with Superman. I know that movie, it's I guess already wrapped filming or is about to be done.
Soon. Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen pictures of stuff already out there. It's you can't avoid it. Uh, from what I've seen, I think it looks pretty good, right? But we got the first look at Crypto today, which is, I guess, the first time Crypto's gonna is in proper
Yeah.
live action. I mean, he was on
Yeah.
Smallville, kinda,
Right. Right.
but but this is the first time he's gonna be live action in a film. So yeah, tell us about that, man.
Yeah, a huge deal that they're bringing in crypto. James Gunn put out a post showing a really cool picture and motion video that kind of shows Superman and crypto. What looks to be they're on the moon or on some type of rock, looking over the Earth together, and it's a really like cute, humanizing kind of photo of Superman and his super dog Crypto. And I think like this just in a picture of itself kind of showcases the heart of what they seem to be going for with this movie. Like, Man of Steel, I like Man of Steel, was very kind of uh, mythical and very the godlike character who still
Almost
had heart
grounded,
and parts
yeah.
to him and stuff. Absolutely, you had your Christopher Nolan inspired kind of tones to it for sure.
Hmm.
Um, but like this one seems to be very vibrant, um, joyful, just absolutely heartfelt in that way. However, I mean, the way that James Gunn literally says, he says like, this is the character basically that may cause you to cry. Crypto may cause you to cry in the theater, in the film, and I think that's an interesting part. Film's coming out July 11th, 2025, before Comic Con, which is quite fascinating.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, they've been moving. They've been moving fast. They did some casting recently as well for the Green Lantern show that's going to be coming to
I
Max.
did see that.
You
Yeah.
have your John Stewart, Hal Jordan, and Guy Gardner, which you knew Guy Gardner was going to be in this Superman movie. But I mean, they're moving to continue to grow this universe. I think the fact that they've been so quiet and when they are making noise, it's stuff like this. It's the picture of him putting on his boots, Superman sitting and putting on his
Right.
boots, while there's like a massive, explosion alien thing behind him. It's a picture of Superman sitting here with Crypto looking over the Earth as he probably turns his ear to hear the people and where he's gonna go to next to help and just it's an interesting take on it. We've seen Superman portrayed different ways like this, but yeah, I just thought it was fascinating nonetheless.
Yeah.
And remember, oh sorry, well, one thing. Remember, this is the guy who gave us Rocket Raccoon. I don't know if this is going to be CGI or if this is going to be
Ooh, yeah.
an actual live dog. I don't know. I mean, I know what he did with Cosmo, right?
I
Where he had
I
like a real dog for some
man,
of it.
I don't know how I didn't cry in that in Guardians 3, dude.
Already. So,
Guardians 3 is,
I mean, he's gonna make you cry.
yeah, yeah. That was tough, yeah. No, I'm looking forward. I'm actually very much looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
I think um you can tell that there's a a level of love for the character that's been displayed, and I'm in for it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Joel, are you looking forward to getting woken up in the morning by by Super Mario himself?
I don't look forward to waking up in the morning always.
Oh man, that's dark.
It's dark. I like to sleep
I
in a
hope
little
I
bit.
never wake up.
No, that sounds worse than what it is. I like to sleep in a little bit, but obviously I'm a professional man, so I'm a responsible person. I exercise, I do my routine, all this stuff. But my point being is, if something's gonna wake me
Oh,
up, I want it to
dude.
be holly jolly and just something fun. And if it's gonna be Mario, when I saw this, it got me excited.
Yeah. So Nintendo giving you the hardware, the,
Sorry, the comment section right now, live chat.
Nintendo giving you the hardware, the not the hardware you want, but the one you deserve.
Yeah,
Comes out with Alarmo. It's basically a customizable alarm clock that has a motion tracker, and it adjusts the alarm sounds based on the your movement and the timing for the alarm. I think it's expensive. It's $99, $100, 99.99. You can only get it at the Nintendo store in New York, or you can pre-purchase on the Nintendo site if you have Nintendo Switch Online. And I mean, it's a little much, right?
Yeah.
I have a smart clock here in this room. Controls the lights. I can control the TV in the living room and whatnot. And and I think it was like $40 when I bought it. It's one of the Lenovo ones with a full color screen and all that. Man, it's expensive, man. Also, it
I
doesn't.
know.
Also, this is either for children or single adults because it does not support two people sleeping on the same bed because of the movement. It freaks
Wait a
out. It freaks out.
second.
Hey, you know what? If it's like my wife wakes up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, it's like, and then alarm was like, "Why are you waking up?" It's like, "No, Alarmo, it wasn't me." See, that's what I'm talking about. So,
What the if your wife wakes up, maybe you needed to wake up. I
no,
don't
bro,
know.
she can she can handle her business herself. I'm good. Let me sleep. I've been in this fight for far too long, sir. Oh, I've already cashed my checks. I'm good to go.
Oh jeez. No, you're
So
not wrong.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a great device. Joe's blushing over here, so you can tell.
It's the way you just instantly went, it's for children or single people. And I'm
Yeah,
like, you just called out like tons of nerds across
no,
like the
bro,
entire world.
it's
I
fine.
know what you meant. I know what you meant. I know what you
I
meant.
would get it for like an office. Like I would change
Great
the
move.
clock that I
Yeah.
have here for an Alarmo, but unfortunately the Alarmo cannot control my lights. Right, and that's the thing. I think the device is very limited for the price. Right, um, in my opinion, this should have been an app. This
Mm.
should have been and I know, and I really like when Nintendo goes back to the roots of being a toy company and just making stuff like this, right? Um, it's cool, but I it's just too expensive for what it does. It
Yeah.
is just an alarm clock that has a motion sensor and will let you know, will bug you with sounds until you actually get up. So, uh, in concept, I think it's great. I just think that the price is like too steep for me. If it would have been 50, like dude, if it would have been 50, which I think is still too much, I would have considered it. Even just getting it for my kid is like, here you go, here's a cool alarm clock for you. But I don't know. I can't justify it, unfortunately. I think it's cool though. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
yeah. This was basically the only bit of news that we had last week. So hey, we didn't have a show last week, so you missed our discussion on Alarmo. But Joel, it is once again time. Disney, what are you doing? Joel, no attempts about to go PG-13 here.
Hey, you are. I'm staying PG. They ain't gonna get me.
Bro, what the hell is Nintendo Disney thinking? We're talking
It's
about
not
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
We're gonna what are they thinking? Where the hell's the Switch to? But but bro, like this is, and I'm taking the gloves off because
Yeah.
I've been soft on Josh tomorrow.
Call it like it is. Not
This
great.
is one of the greediest things
Oh yeah.
I've ever seen. This is like overdraft fees bad. Like, hey, I heard you got no money. I need your money, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
This is awful, 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 awful. And we're talking about the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which in essence is a Lightning Lane add-on to your Disney ticket that will allow you to go to every attraction Lightning Lane once while you're at the once a day, right? So you cannot use, say, Lightning Lane at the Space Mountain twice on the same day. You can only use it once. You do not have to make reservations. You can just go. It's the premiere. Just go in, do your thing. And yeah. This is an add-on that it I'm trying to wrap my head around it again because it is so insane, dude.
It's confusing too.
It also has dynamic pricing because of course it does, right? Because they don't want to make anything easy for anyone. And to give you an idea on how egregious this thing is, for Magic Kingdom, it is $329 up to $429. That is in addition to your park ticket. So you're talking about a $500 park ticket, $550, if you want to take advantage of the premiere. Magic Kingdom is the most expensive one. It goes down from there, $269 for Studios. Epcot is $169, and Animal Kingdom is $129. But they go up to $100 more over that. Man, wow, Fast Pass was perfect. What the heck?
They've gone so far from Fast Pass.
This is ridiculous, dude. I'm actually like, I mean, I'm not. I should say that I'm shocked. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not shocked about this, but I should be. Because to me, even the regular Lightning Lane thing is a scam.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Yeah. They like forget what they just instituted. What they already have.
What they already have is a scam. So this is a scam times 4. This is some Chapek era BS right here, man.
Yeah, this does not feel. Is Chapek still walking the offices? Because something about this ain't right,
dude. Yeah, it's like, well, clearly, Disney don't want poor people to have a good time at their parks.
Stop.
It is elitist. I loved it when everyone was on the same level. You all get the same ticket. Fast Pass is the same, right?
First come, first serve.
I think that was perfect because we were all on the same level. Every guest was on the same level, unless you booked a VIP pass, a tour, or you did the thing, right? Everyone else was in the same level, and now you're creating tiers of guests, and this is stupid, and I feel bad about this. Like I'm actually mad. This is. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man. It is one of the greediest cash grabs that I've ever seen any company do, ever. This is like, people complain about Nintendo. We were talking about Nintendo, and I confused Nintendo with Disney when I started talking because Nintendo has the same sort of like mentality where they're charging you $350 for the Switch OLED, and you can get a Steam Deck for $50 more. and it has like s- like like 30 times the amount of RAM on it. It's just like right. And and that's yeah, that's coming, but you're getting, you know what you're getting, like with the Switch, right? You're, because like barrier of entry, right, is like everything's, your specs are there. If you don't read
Yeah.
your specs, then it's your fault.
Right.
It's not the guest's fault that because they cannot afford this sort of pass, they're gonna have a subpar experience at the parks, and that to me is
Yeah.
unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
They, like, Disney already had their thing, right? And they got their people staying at the All Stars, and then you got your people at the Polynesian, right? They've already tiered you up with the hotels, right? We know where poor people go to stay at International Drive, and they drive over. But just altering the park experience, like not like tiering it to this level, just to me it's unacceptable. I am not on board at all. It is a product that I will never purchase. I would never purchase the regular Lightning Lane. That's a scam. I would rather just wait like a peasant and not be part of your scams, dude. Like, I'm done. I'm done, dude. I'm mad. This is ridiculous, and it's their own. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. Like, I have not seen a single positive thing said about this since it came out. Like, not even
Mm.
the shills out there on YouTube that are like
Hmm.
shilling hard are like, oh
Right.
my god, this is excellent, this is great. Not even them, dude. They're like, everyone's like, WTF. It is a egregious. It is a scam. I and there, I know that they won't share data, but I would love to see the data on this thing when it rolls out, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just to see what the percentages are. I love charts. I'll look at those charts and have fun.
For
But
sure.
I'm looking for a rollout date, sir. Go ahead and take over before I have a heart attack here.
No, I respect where you're coming from because it's a place of passion, it's a place of care, and when you know and it's seen and you lived through the fast pass days, and just
Before
how that
that,
evolved, yeah, way before that even. But like fast pass started to evolve, and I think that you had your little kiosk you can go up to, and if you were an annual pass person, you just put your band there. If you had a single day ticket, you put it in there after your three were done for the day, and what was available, and it was kind of tiered based upon how big your party size were. If it was, two people, you had a better chance of getting into another ride versus your party of eight. Maybe you didn't, and that's okay. Like, and that was just a part of that whole way that they did things. And as a consumer, I don't know how it was on the back end. It was a pleasant experience, and it was just something that felt like you said fairground. Didn't matter what background you are, where you traveled from a foreign country, or you were somebody who was, like I said, a pass holder who lives right down the road. Everyone had kind of a shared experience, which is great. This is, like you mentioned, clearly, like, who they're targeting with this. They're targeting, like, your Wall Street bro that's going on a vacation with his friends or whatever, and you're targeting high net worth people. I'm not saying necessarily like influential people. I mean, that could be a part of it too, but they get their VIPs already. That's not the same. I'm
right?
talking about, like, your doctors, like and like these are they know that this is a this is not just a premium product. This is past that now. Like, now you're going to another realm that is making it very clear, like you said, that it starts to cross into what we're saying is more elitist. Like, the attitude comes across like, well, you could buy this thing, but for this price, can you afford it? And if you can't, well, then too bad. And there's a product for you. I don't love that kind of feeling that it gets. I'm not saying that's the messaging, but that's how it can be received. Uh, Disney clearly is going down the route where they're giving ammunition to those that have constantly hit them with the you care about the money, you want to make a cash grab, you're not caring about the product. You're putting fuel in the fire, literally gasoline on top of the fire. Those people now have literal proof behind them and saying, you're telling me you care about the product, and then you put out something like this that's clearly now proving again that same point that's been debated for quite a bit. That's just gonna. This is the kind of conversations that go into films, that go into some of the other different properties and products that Disney sells. And the parks have been one of their more successful ones. That is one of their highest revenue generating items. In fact, it was one of the things that literally saved the company during COVID. Was literally both Disney Plus and the parks, and specifically in Orlando, because of them being able to stay open to some capacity.
Right.
So yeah, very concerning. This is something that I don't think it's gonna last very long personally, because I don't think it's gonna jump off to a successful start, because it's very. I don't know how many people they're expecting to actually buy this, but I think it's gonna be less than whatever they're expecting regardless. And to me, it's like, if you already have a VIP service, like that's the people that need that the people that you're trying to talk about, those are the people that you sell that to, right? Like if people want to have their personal guide and they spend a bunch of money for that, okay, that's fine. But then like their Lightning Lane was already problematic. You should have worked on fixing that before you just added another tier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your original product is trash. And then, oh, here's the trash product, but we're going to tack onto it $320 extra. That way it's not trash, because now you can just do it and just do your thing. But 100% agree with you on that. They should have addressed the problems that Lightning Lane has. Excuse me. And then if they wanted to diversify the product, whatever, right?
Right.
It's still a trash product. Like that's the thing, man. It's like, why? If Lightning Lane, everyone's complaining about it. It's too complicated. It's awful. You have to deal with crap. And then oh yeah, sure. If you don't want to deal with it, then give us $400 per person, and then we can go ahead and make it go away. But, bro, are you serious? Like, are you freaking serious, dude? Are you freaking serious? This is insane.
Makes no sense.
Like, freaking Walt is rolling around his cryogenic chamber right now. It's insane.
That brain is that's having some electrical.
It's ridiculous.
Frozen brain.
Because that was the whole idea of the beginning of the parks. Was Walt wanted a place where all families can, be together and have fun, right? But there was no distinction. No, I mean, some people couldn't afford it, right? But if you could afford it, then everyone was on the same page. Everyone was treated equal. Now you got preferential treatment, right? Now you get it's like, now you're gonna get your guests at the park. I paid for the premier pass, so I can just call you names. Now you're gonna get that kind of shit, dude.
Oh,
and I am done.
You're not wrong.
Like, I am done.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, right? The people that go to Disney, the families that go to Disney, that pay, they work their butts off to be able to afford Disney vacation. They want to go there and they want to have a good time. Now they're gonna have these people with like, oh no, we pay for premiere. Oh, you plebs, bro. And you are creating a ton of problems inside your property. Like, might as well just get rid of all this Lightning Lane stuff, dude. I'm so over it. And and that to me is the problem, right? I know that I know for a fact that the people that can't afford this would not shut the hell up at the park. That they pay for the food drinking. Oh, no. Oh, I pay for that. I pay for my premiere pass. I'm going to spend. You get it. And it's infuriating, right? And that's the problem. That they're catering to the worst.
Yes.
when you're gonna have people that legitimately care about the product that are going in and just having a worse time that they already have, because like we know what's happened to the park in the last like 7 years. I don't know, bro. It is infuriating. I as someone that really deeply cares about the Walt Disney Company, no, it's offensive. Like it is offensive. It is like I thought Genie was bad. I dealt with
I
Genie.
know.
I dealt with
That was
Genie.
bad.
I dealt with Genie a couple of times. And I thought it was trash. Um, and they took it away, and then they kind of made it a little bit better. But it's still trash because it's not, more expensive or whatever. But then you come up with this thing. Now you started segregating your guests inside your damn park.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Like what the hell,
Wow.
dude?
That's a good
Like
point. Yeah.
they like look. I understand that you gotta make money, dude. But I would not mind you charging me an extra buck for ice cream to everyone and then not do this thing. Because it creates more problems.
For sure.
And we're already very divided as a society as right now, like outside of the freaking theme parks. And when you go to the parks, you're supposed to forget the outside world and immerse yourself in it. And you're getting in the parks to get reminded that you cannot afford the premier pass.
Right. Right.
I,
Right.
I I don't know, man. I am
Yeah.
I'm about to have a freaking aneurysm here, dude.
Oh, I know. You keep saying it. I know.
Oh my gosh! I took my blood pressure medication before I started the show today.
Okay.
I know I
We're
knew
safe. We're
I
safe.
knew I was gonna get I knew I was
Yeah, we're
gonna get
safe.
heated, dude. I know I was gonna get heated. It is offensive to me as a longtime fan, as a former cast member, as someone who visited the parks before the before FastPass was the thing, when FastPass was the thing, and just a couple months ago, and this thing is the worst thing that you've made. This thing is worse than John Carter.
Oh my gosh. John Carter got like executives literally fired, dude. Got the High School Musical producer or
This
whatever
is
gone.
this is the
Jeez.
freaking Rise of Skywalker of theme park things.
Rise of Sky. Oh my goodness.
Like I don't know.
I don't know,
This
man.
is the strange world of tickets. I hate it, dude. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, dude. I'm over it. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, Joel. And it's a literal portal to a new world
Let's go.
coming
Let's
May
go.
22nd, 2025.
Yeah.
Universal's Epic Universe opens. And yeah. I mean, not much to say. We're talking about Epic Universe since it got announced, and we'll be giving you guys updates as we go. Um, this the park was supposed to open the end of last year, right?
Yeah.
And I got delayed because of the pandemic. But yeah, Super Nintendo World with Donkey Kong is coming. New Harry Potter, How to Train Your Dragon, Monsters, and brand new, unique, and specifically themed attractions coming to the park. Not
Yeah.
everything needs to be Frozen, and not everything needs to be Toy Story. So I'm very, very excited. I don't know if I can make it next year. I don't know if
Yeah,
I can
same.
make
I
it
don't
next
know.
year. It's
I
gonna
don't
be.
know.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, you know what?
Epic
Universal.
Universe call us.
Universal. We can
Universal.
cover. We can cover Epic Universe.
We'll
No time.
talk.
No time. No. Yeah. No time at gmail.com. We're good. We can. We like you guys.
Yeah.
You guys know how to operate a theme park. Apparently, everyone else forgot how to operate theme parks, and then you guys somehow learned and became the guy, like the go-to people. So, yeah, it is. It is gonna be, for lack of a better word, epic. I'm very excited. We know people that are involved with the project, and the they are like John Hammond said, they are sparing no expense when it comes
That's very
to the
true.
park. They are
Years in the making.
yeah, they're creating a phenomenal experience. That hotel looks incredible. You can see it already from from Sound Lake Road, and um, dude, it's gonna be great. So they're expanding their universe. Um, not to be completely, because we talked about it, right? There's like having you buy a 3-day ticket and only one of those days are to be used on Epic Universe. That's kind of it. But see, right?
But
You
it's
got
only for
you
the
got
start. That's not forever.
That's not right. Exactly. That's not forever.
You
That's at
gotta
the
have crowd
beginning.
control. That's crowd control.
You
I'm
got
okay with this.
right. You got to have ground control. Exactly. But thank you, Universal, for not being a holes to your guests, and being letting everyone partake equally. I they have.
Yeah.
I think Universal figured out their whole express thing a long time ago. They don't need to tweak it.
Oh, for sure.
They're so good at it. They don't need to add or change it. They just keep doing their thing, dude.
And it sounds like at launch they may not even have an express lane,
Oh, probably
like
not.
purposely,
Yeah.
and like just let people just have everyone same shared experience for the most part.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna try and make it next year. It's not gonna be during the summer. I'll probably wait until like November
If
ish.
it's available, dude.
If it's open, right? Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
available. That's what I'm gonna try and attempt and get something for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I may just wait it until January, when January is normally the least uh busy time at the theme parks here.
Yes.
So I may just wait until January 2026. But who knows, right? If
Totally fair.
we can get in, hey, if no one can get in, we'll take a look. But I wouldn't go, like I would go my kid. Like, she loves Mario, she loves Nintendo. Um, like this would be like she's been waiting for this for a long time. Like, and she's ready. So, um, but hey, you know what? For me too. Like, ever since when I was a kid, it was like, oh, it'd be cool to go to like a Mario thing. And I don't know, we get it. So, um, I know it's gonna be an amazing experience, and yeah, um, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, sir, because that thing is gonna be great.
Well, you were talking a little bit about the sales on this, and they are going on sale next week. What's interesting is they are allowing annual pass holders to have the opportunity to buy the single tickets. So when you were talking about like the 3-day or 4-day thing, if you're already a pass holder of Universal, they're the ones who will have a very limited chance, a limited allotment to buy single day tickets. That's showing a sign of good faith to your loyalists who continue to come and actually are passionate. Like, let's be honest,
Right.
annual pass holders do not generate the most money for theme parks. Most of the time you're actually losing money, because you could have there's a savings, and if they go as often as they are, they're not always buying dinner, and they're not always staying for a full day, and they're not paying for parking. I mean, there's different parts around that you're getting discounts. But those are the people who are kind of, in a sense, your ambassadors of your
Absolutely.
brand. Your pass holders are the
Absolutely.
people who love it so much that they want to keep going back and forth to the same place, and they'll tell their friends, yo, you need to check this out. You need to come here. I have a pass. Like, when you're in town, and your random family from, I don't know, Nebraska shows up, and they're like, you know what? You're in town. Let's go to Universal. And they're gonna buy tickets, but you're a pass holder, and you're gonna show them around. You're gonna hype it up and have a good time. That's what happens. So my point being is, it's an act of good faith when you have somebody like your pass holder saying, "We are giving you an opportunity to still spend money, or you're gonna make money on them, but give them the opportunity to go even just one day. They don't feel like they have to buy these extra tickets for something that they're already in your pass holder to. Why do they need an Islands of Adventure and a Universal Orlando pass? You know, if they just
Right.
need a single day, so it just makes sense, is what I'm saying. And then, like we talked about before, is just crowd control for doing the multi-day pass.
Yeah.
You know, someone's gonna show up instead of saying, "I'm just," and some people will spend money on a multi-day and then just literally show up to just Epic Universe and let the other 2 days just burn and not even use it. Some people will do that, but for most people, sensibly, you invested and you get an opportunity to go to three parks. I think that you'll see a good return out of it. And there's a lot of people who have been waiting. I was talking to someone recently that is connected to the park side of things with Universal, and they were saying that they know that there's been a decrease in specifically hotels. They were telling me, and the numbers of people at their hotels and their premium hotels, and it was a little surprising. But they kind of expected it as a company because they said, you know, we think people are waiting and holding off to buy,
Right.
you know, tickets to the parks when the next year when
Yeah.
they're going to Universal Islands and Epic together.
Yeah.
That's okay for 1 year.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but yeah, I saw an article that even park attendance this year has been like
Yes.
not great, and
Yeah.
it's basically because of a lot of people are waiting.
Right.
So yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
and we know how most of the people that go to Disney, especially on weekends, are pass holders. Like,
Right.
and I think Universal, like a lot of people that are looking to come from other places, not necessarily will go. Pass holders will keep it going because a lot of people are holding out. It's like we'll just skip 2024. We'll just go next year. Well, this thing was going to be open. So
Pretty much.
yeah. So and that's to be expected. But I remember when Animal Kingdom opened, I think the attendance at like Disney MGM Studios back in the day, like back then, collapsed too. Because I remember Animal Kingdom being insane, right? Insanely busy. And then we went to studios and it was like, oh, there's no one in here. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
more than likely, that's gonna the same thing's gonna happen at Universal. There's gonna be a lot of people at Epic Universe. Universal Studios is probably not gonna be that busy at all.
I'll be there. Are you kidding me? That'd be
Dude,
great.
that's
Less
what I
traffic
that's
out there. I'll go.
that's what I told the wife. It's like, oh, next year may be a good year to go to like Islands of Adventure because my daughter hasn't been to Islands yet. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
man. Do it.
be a good time to go because there's probably
Especially
not gonna
before
be
Marvel might go too.
right. Yeah, that's another
Marvel might
rumor.
be on the
Marvel
way
may be
out.
out of there. Yeah. That's true. So we'll see, man. We got it's insane. It's like we got. I don't want to go as far as say like, see, like, is heroes and villains in a certain way, right? They're both villains technically. It's a villain versus an anti-hero. How's that? Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. Because
interesting.
so oh man, I the whole Disney thing
Yeah.
is just I
He's
am
back at this.
bro, I am so freaking mad, bro. You have no
Oh,
idea
man.
how mad I am.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
am I'm gonna keep talking about this. It is I just like I'm trying to understand it. I am trying, Joel. I am trying. I can't.
You can understand it. You're gonna if you keep trying, you're gonna like have your
How
brain fried because
how
there's no sense behind it aside from corporate greed. I'm
how
sorry. I don't like to just
imagine
classify it only that way, but
yeah, imagine you're a cast member. Like the job that I had when I was a cast member, which was basically a sales coordinator outside of property,
right.
trying to explain
Oh
how this
no.
all works to
Oh
someone that's
gosh.
never been to Disney.
Oh, bless their hearts. That's not
I
gonna be great.
guys, I feel for you. It was hard back then, dude. It was hard when we just had Fast Pass. I remember people didn't understand,
Those Disney workers, bless them.
but it's I, like Michael Jordan, I took it personal.
I see, I
I
see.
took it personal,
Yeah,
man. I took it
yeah.
personal. I it seems like a bad faith move, and one that you may be right. They may just not have a market for this, and just, well, let's not do it.
It might, yeah, it might disappear at some point.
So, but at the same time, it's like it's there.
Right.
It's like you can't. It's like when we get a ding on your car. It's like, I know I like my car. Yeah, I know that there's a ding on the other door on the other side. I'm not too happy
Mm,
about that. It's kind of like
mm,
that. It's like it's,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It feels like betrayal almost. And they don't owe me anything, but you know, it's tough when you try to like silo your guests into different, things inside the park. It's tough. Like, it was already a problem. It's gonna become even a bigger problem now. The entitlement, and this, people are still gonna, they're entitled a-holes, and they're gonna go and, oh, I pay for my ticket, so so I can get to push your kid. That, I don't know, bro. One of these days, something's gonna happen with one of these
Oh, dude,
entitled
yeah,
brats, dude, and
yeah.
they're gonna get a beat down, and I'm gonna be all for it, sir. That's what we got. Go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay, well, thank you all for sticking with us for our show today. We really appreciate you guys staying tuned, stay subscribed. So make sure you're subscribed on podcast platforms of your choice. Places like Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. We're out there, audio version of the show. So make sure you subscribe, follow, write reviews as well. Really helps us out. Helps the algorithm so our show gets picked up by other people. We also encourage you, if you're watching the video version right now, make sure you subscribe to No Load Time on YouTube. No Load Time on YouTube. You can subscribe, like those videos, drop a comment. All the YouTubers say the same thing, and it's all a way of you supporting our show without spending any money out of your pocket by simply clicking an action and just helping us out that way. We love having you guys a part of the community. You help us continue to grow and have these opportunities to cover all these really awesome things. So shout out to you guys. And if you would also make sure you follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, X. We're out there. Make sure you also are following us on Twitch. No Load Times, No Load Time all together on Twitch. And if you would consider to actually support the show financially, we are on Patreon, patreon.com/ no load time. That's patreon.com/ no load time. As little as $1 a month, you can support our show. Literally $1 a month. And that helps just cover some of the expenses that we have, that we do have our own pockets for the show, and some other new things that we're looking to try and do with No Load Time as we continue to grow. But again, appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in and supporting us. It really helps us out. Last but not least, if you have a question, comment, feedback, some strong feelings about some of the stuff we said, we'd love to hear from you. Of course, you can always write a comment, but you can also email us, noloadtime@gmail.com, noloadtime@gmail.com, especially if you work at Universal. We want to hear from you so you can get us in for Epic Universe in 2025. We'll have that discussion at that time. I look forward to your emails. But outside of that, again, next week, no episode. Stay tuned. We've got more stuff coming. We're not going anywhere. We're just taking a short break. We'll be back with more, and we look forward to the discussion. Thank you all for staying with us, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.